Hey guys, welcome to Limit Break Lifestyle Academy. It's Jonathan, and I have here today Jake Chan, aka CJ Chan from YouTube. Now, this guy is incredible because he has his own YouTube channel with about 47,000 subscribers and 9.5 million views on all his videos, which equates to nearly the population of Belgium, which is 10 million, as I've been told. So he is here with us today, and I have such privilege and honor to interview him. Um, Thank you for the opportunity, Jake. How are you today?
I'm doing fine, man. I'm doing fine. Thanks for having me. It's
Um,
really the pleasure is mine, really.
Thank you. I forgot to tell the audience how we met, like how I reached out to you, and like many other people I message and trying to reach out to, and usually they probably are too busy to reply me, or they just probably don't see the message. But Jake, what really caught my eye was I was just browsing on YouTube, searching for motivational videos, and I came to this channel called CJ Chan. And I was like, this channel doesn't look like a name you would put as a motivational channel. So I was like, I'll connect with this guy and see what see who he is and see if he's gonna reply me. And within a few hours, a few days, he replied me and said, "Hey, thanks for connecting, and I'm glad that you enjoyed my videos. Please feel free to subscribe and share." I was like, you know what, this guy, I want to connect with him, and there will be a point where I will interview him, and now it's happened. So, really appreciate your time, Jake. I know your time is busy with so many projects that you have going on. So how did you get started before where was your journey before you started YouTube?
Before I started, well, I've been going on a journey for a pretty long time already. It all started when I was 13. I went through a depression. I had some things going on. My friends turned their back on me. I had some problems with my family. I did only met my dad when I was around 11 years, and he left again. He pretty much just banished me when I was 16. I did some other great things as well. I made about 50 grand when I was about 15 years old. I sold toys, bands. So that's going to be a story for another time. But that was my first real miracle that I thought of myself. I have something to do, and I came into plenty of things and lots of ups and downs, and eventually, it was only after 5 years I talked to someone about it for the very first time, because I started my first organization, like a little film group, really. But I intended to create some kind of student community to unite people to make movies and films like that, and everything that has to do with art. It was a huge fail. It was a huge failure, but I learned plenty of lessons with it, which really helped me to get to increase my leadership skills and all these other things. Then when the year after that, I started another film group in this art school, because I'm still in high school, really. And yeah, but before I went to this art school, oh man, uh, these are the things I still really remember very clearly up to today. Um, Before I went, I had to, at the end of that previous year, they told me I had to double my year. That what I was trying to do wouldn't work. I did study some kind of trade, economics, something like that. But and I lost my organization. The guys of my council, my small council, my loyal council, they voted me out. Because I took some new guys into it. I thought they were going to help me to save all of this. But it didn't. I lost a lot of money with it as well.
Oh.
Money that I made back then from when I was 15. Um, I went through my burnout started back then around end May. Um, I pretty much lost my social life. I became really sick. Um, and yeah, it was yeah pretty much as if the universe had just taken everything from me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like after I lost my organization, I felt like, all right, I have one more month for the finals. I'm going to give it everything I've got, and I mean that was just my hope, really. You know, that I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I was giving it all. I skipped sleep for several days. I mean, there were times I didn't sleep for 2-3 days. I just kept going, kept going, kept going, and I mean, at the end, that's appeared to be the problem, that I didn't rest enough,
Mm-hmm.
and which also caused my burnouts, and eventually they sent me to a therapist for about half a year. And when I came over there, he looked at me as like, I don't know, I just could read off from his face that he was looking at me like I was crazy, or some kind of drug addict, because I was really pale and everything, and I had those big dark shadows underneath my eye. And he was like, "Do you use drugs?" No, no. Do you see this? Huh? Do you see all of this? It's because I work all the time. I mean, I don't go out or anything, only when it's really important. Like, I have to meet this certain person to. I mean, I have to work. I need these skills. I mean, that's how it works. And I mean, the biggest struggle really was that at that time no one could see it for me. And I remember very clearly. I mean, it's really iconic to me. My last day at my previous school before I went to the art direction. Um, I went for my report, and I took it from the table. I I shaked hands with my teacher, and I remember there were two others out there as well from the economics and math, and I looked all of them in the eyes. Took my time. I was like almost crying. I was really trying to hold it in, and I told them like, "Sir, I don't know yet whether I'm staying or what I'm going to do after this, really, but I want to thank you first of all of you, for all the efforts, and I'm really sorry that I disappointed, but I'm telling you." And that's when for some reason I had to take a deep breath, and then again I looked them all in the eyes, and I told them, "But sir, I'm telling you, I will be the greatest." And that's when they were all shaking, applauding, and trying to cheer me up. And I remember one of them telling me like, it's when people are in their lowest point, you can see who they truly are.
Mm.
And that's when I left. I left the room. That's the last thing they remember of me. And then that summer it was. Oh man, that was a really pain in the ass to recover, really, just to rest and to find some way to find that connection again, to maintain the vision, because I felt like I was losing it. And I remember I had several chats with my therapist, because he thought I was having some kind of depression, and I said, no, I'm not having a depression, because I know what it's like to have a depression. I've been through a depression when I was 13, and you want to know the difference. The difference is, when you have a depression, there is no hope. You can't see anything, really. I mean, it's all black, and I mean, but that's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I might look like shit right now. If you look to all my circumstances, just everything really in my life at this moment, I lost everything pretty much that you can lose at this age. Except my home. But yeah, but if you can call it a home, at least. I mean, I don't really have a connection with my family. So yeah, I told them that's the thing. I still have hope, and for some reason I don't know. I wrote something down. I can barely remember it, but I told them like it's getting dark now, but we need to survive until dawn is coming. I will try to survive. That because he was so vague. What do you mean? Try to be concrete. I mean, get to the point. And I was like, no, I can't describe it any other way. It's really that's just how this is all about. And like, it's getting dark now, but the sun will rise. And in the meantime, until the sun will rise, I need to find a way to survive and to create my own fire back again. To see through the dark by myself. I mean, I need to survive until dawn hits, and that's when I will rise again. And that's when I went to the art school. At first, I went to Leuven, but I didn't make it, which was a real huge slap in my face. I mean, I thought I was okay. So this isn't going to work out for me. What else can I do really? And I remember, I mean, I did some acting projects since my 15, and I thought like, this is something I could do. I mean, I still have something left, you know. So yeah, and when it didn't work out in Leuven, I was like, oh shit, what am I going to do now? Now I have absolutely nothing, and I mean, it was really horrendous, and I was really shaking. Like I have no idea what what's next. I mean, where I'm going, and I remember just. It's so funny. It's kind of funny, really. So my mom told me she arranged it that I had to go some kind of interview with this school in Brussels.
Uh-huh.
That I have to do auditions and stuff like that, and that I would receive papers and stuff like something like that. But I didn't receive anything. My mom, well, the truth is, my mom just never told me about it. She just brought me to over there, and I walked in, and they were all really surprised and like, who are you? And I was like, they told me I had to come. My mom told me I had to come here for an audition to sign in at school. And so, but this is the first day of school, you know that. And I was like, yeah, I had some kind of weird thing about it as well. I know. And that's when they all started to hate me, all the teachers over there. I mean, like, if you get it straight on paper, I literally just walk in there and I'm like, hey, I'm here. So I mean, that was like I felt so ashamed, and then they put it away in some class, and for a few hours I had to sign in some papers, and then I went to the audition, and I had to do some things and stuff like that, and then they sent me out of the room to evaluate, and I remember I was staring through the windows, thinking like, whatever my circumstances might be right now, and I had to think of a quote of Les Brown. It's not going to be like this always, and that's when I had to think again about what I was telling myself this entire summer. The sun will rise, dawn is coming, and that's when he came back. I had to go back to the room, and that's when he told me, you passed. I was like, oh, that's crazy. I actually made it. And yeah, a few weeks later, I started my second organization, Studio Doku, with some people over there. They did some workshop, and that's how you get to meet people. It's really crazy, and I didn't have any film skills really, except acting, because that was the first reason why I came over there, because I wanted to learn somehow to act, but for film, not for theater. And yeah, I just told them about my life, and I had some problems in my memory. I had some black holes in my memory, and I was still trying to get back from the burnout, you know. And yeah, somehow by just being honest and telling them about my life, I inspired all of them, and that's when that's when they started or wanted to start this organization. but they came to me to officially start it, and I thought, but I have no skills in film. I have no idea. I don't even have a freaking camera. All I can do is speak and act a little, and that's when. But the only reason they wanted me was because of my organization skills, my leadership skills, and because I had done some really big things in the past. Even I had some huge setbacks as well, and a lot of failures. I mean, and that's when they appointed me to become one of the how do you say it, of the core members.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we were the 3 core members of this little school groupie organization who just wanted to make film for the experience. But it was never meant to be something big. It was just something little, just to keep filming, trying to discover things. But yeah, and it went pretty well until Christmas. That's when it fell apart at our first short movie. Yeah, that's really a story for another time. But to get to the point, we're almost there at the birth of my YouTube channel. We're almost there. But yeah, it was falling apart, and I had this. The core members didn't like each other. I mean, my 2 other partners had a fight, and that's when it was falling apart. And I remember this one guy when the entire group was getting dismantled, but there was this one guy, and I remember the entire group hated him. They were all wondering, no, we have to kick him out, and I said, no, why would we? And they were like, oh, because he's weird and he's alone most of the time, and I know he dreams too much, and I used to talk to him about it, and apparently he was going through a depression, and I said no, because I felt some kind of responsibility or something like that, because I went through a depression as well, and I came out of it. So I felt like anyone really who's going through a depression is I view them as my brothers and sisters, you know, as my true family, because those guys are the only people who know what you're going through.
Yeah.
And I was and I told him if I can make it, you can make it, you know. I mean, I know how important it is to tell these kind of people that you truly do believe in them, and that there's something better out there for you. But it will take time, and it will take a lot of time with spending with yourself, trying to figure it out, trying to make a plan, and it only will start when you can see it for yourself. And but before that, you need to make a decision. It's not fate, it's not destiny. You need to make a decision, and it won't go straight away. It won't happen after a day or week or month. It will take time, and it will take some real effort. And even though I was still struggling with my own side effects of depression and my burnout, I even had panic attacks at school. I remember they had to bring me away and stuff like that. But anyway, I told everyone that we won't kick anyone out. That's the first rule. If they want to leave, that's on them. But we will never kick anyone out unless it's really, unless they did really something extremely bad or something like stealing or anything like that. But if they behave and if they really want to do it, but they can't just yet, give them the opportunity to explore themselves and to keep trying. I mean, as long as they keep trying and want to work for it, even if it doesn't work out straight away, I believe anyone really should deserve a chance and should keep getting chances to get to the next level, and which is one of the main reasons why I defended him within this group, even when it was falling apart. And when it was falling apart, he was the only guy who remained in the room because he admired me somehow, and I told him to watch motivational videos because I was a fanboy back then.
He was a fanboy back then.
I told him, I started watching this around when I was 16, and the first video I ever watched was from Eric Thomas, The Secret of Success, about when he's standing in that classroom. It's iconic, really. And I remember the first time I listened, I was like, maybe not for me. But then I listened again because it was playing over in my head when I was going to the gym, and then I listened again, and I was like, yeah, okay, it started to make sense. And then I found this other video from Les Brown about It's Possible.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. And I remember the very first time that I heard this video, just them talking about it and the way they said it, I felt like they actually knew my entire life story, you know, without actually knowing me. And then I saw this entire community and how many fans they had, and all these people talking about their dreams and how hard it is, and all the ups and downs and their vision, and that's like you will be some like you have to learn to walk alone if you want to be successful, and it's always going to be you against the world, and then you need to start to make a plan and things like, and all these things. And he said, like, it wasn't anything new that he said that it did inspire me, because just the fact that he said plenty of things that I used to tell myself for the last 6 years, which was the astonishing thing, really, that I felt like somehow, in some way, there are other people like me in this world. I just haven't found them yet, but they are out there. I'm not alone. There are actually people with this bigger vision who wants to make a difference for themselves and for the world, and who want to do good. And that's when I felt like, for the very first time in a long while, that I had some kind of a family. And the reason that I actually cried back then was because it was the very first time since my depression that I didn't feel so alone, or just not alone at all. You know, like, I'm not alone. That was just like this crazy thing. So I told my friend, that guy, his name is Daniel. I told him, like, you should do this, man. So he tried it out, and after a few months he got into it. And that's when he started a reboot. Just the two of us. Just the two of us started a reboot of our film, Road Studio Doku. Just the two of us. We're like, we were like, this is it. We used to be with three, but he left because it was just us. And that's when I knew. When I talked to him like, are you sure you want to do this? And he was like, yeah, I want to do this. I will follow you, man. And it was like, all right, you know, even if you weren't here, I would still do this. Even if I had to do this all on my own, I would still try to set up some kind of group or community, because that's what it's all about. It really, I mean, look to companies, governments, nations, really. No matter how big your dream is, you need a team of strong people who are willing to fight with you.
Yeah.
And the biggest joke really is when they tell me, oh, but Rome is not built in one day. I mean, Caesar didn't do all of that in one day. And then I was like, yeah, but he didn't literally build Rome brick by brick. You know, he actually had people to work with him to do all of that. So absolutely. I mean, that's like, I believe when I look around and when I talk to other people, I believe that's one of the biggest lessons they have to learn, that it's not about you, it's about the group. If the group is not working, if your team isn't working, then your entire dream will not work. And yes, it all starts with you and everything, but it's more than that. It's like, I remember writing down this quote, it's not because you can do everything that you should do everything, right? I mean, you only have 24 hours 7 times a week, and it's not like you are going to live forever. You have deadlines, or else you'll be dead before dying with your dreams, like Les Brown likes to say it.
Yeah, I can relate to that, because when I was in university, I created my own society, and it was for British and Chinese university students. And really, because it was for myself, really, because when I was there, there wasn't much Chinese people around. So that's when I created the society of saying British and Chinese University Student Association. So then, you know, people who want to know the Chinese culture, they can join the community and get to know about us and hang out and, you know, go social and do things, because there wasn't much Chinese people around the university. And even if there was the international students who spoke Mandarin. And because my background's from Hong Kong, we don't speak Mandarin. And I was like, you know what, we can't really communicate with those, so I'm going to create my own one.
Yeah.
And that's when I created my own team, and people who did events, people who did sports, people who managed the accounts, people who managed the secretary stuff and the admin, and I just oversaw the operations. Just like,
that's how it should be.
yeah, and that's how it kept. So I can relate completely to your building up the community. That's awesome.
And it was when we were doing this reboot of Studio Dogu that my little friend over there, he came over with this editing program, Final Cut Pro, and when I looked at it, I just barely found out how to work with a photo camera. I just figured out what the hell ISO means. And when I was looking at it, I had no freaking clue what to do with it really, or how it works. And he was like, oh yeah, but they use this for big movies and stuff like that. This is really expensive, I was like, yeah, so extra complicated, you mean? And but that didn't really stop me, but because I felt like I have this big program, this editing program, and even though I have no idea how to work with it, somehow, in some way, for like the purpose of this dream and group and everything that we stand for, I need to find a way to work with this, even though I have no clue how it works, what this is, what that is. But I was still into motivational videos, and I remember I believe I was looking It's Up to You from Absolute Motivation, and that's when I was thinking like, hey, I might have an idea. So because the biggest problem was I didn't have enough self-made footage to work with this editing program on a daily basis, to figure it out, to try everything out, to experiment. I just didn't have it. But I looked at all these motivational videos who they truly inspired me, and some kind of extra motivation to do something with it.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the videos and I was like, I could try to do something like that. So I started out with Justice and Destiny. I worked on it for about a week or two. And I remember when I finished them, up to this day, they are still really special to me, even though the visuals and everything aren't that really great or amazing. They are like decent. But I remember I was like a tear coming from my cheek. Because I felt like, because I didn't make a motivational video just to show everyone. They were really personal to me.
Mm-hmm.
I made these two motivational videos that were just and only meant for me.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking up for speeches and everything, and looking for the words that I needed to hear right now on a daily basis, because nobody else, I'm telling you, nobody else was telling me these things. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have a dad or nice mom or something who was waiting at home to cheer me up or anything. I didn't have any adult really to tell me when things will be alright, or you need to pursue your dream. Anyone I talked to was like, oh, you're crazy, or that's too much, or you dream too much, or stuff like that, or it will not happen because this or that. And I just didn't care when I made this, and when I was listening it like 100 times or something like that, and I was really proud of it. I showed to some kids at school, and generally they were like, that's pretty cool work, but aren't you? I mean, you didn't make it yourself, really. You just put it together, and then what? And then I feel kind of disappointed, and I'm like, oh yeah. And that's when they started to criticize it, and but they were still like, oh, it's really good message, but yeah, I mean, you are technically just stealing stuff, right? And I was like,
Hmm.
no, I didn't meant it that way or anything like that, and I got kind of worried about it, so I was really about to give up, really. But before that, I also sent it emails. I mean, to all these bigger channels like Ping Pong, Red Frost, Ben Lino, Scott Matthias, Absolute Motivation, and Motivation Grid. Um, and yeah, I just didn't get any response, as you might connect to. Um, yeah, and yeah, the haters were there, and my biggest hate was really my little friend over there who started the reboot with me, Daniel, because he liked it, but he was like, "Yeah, but you are just stealing," and I was like, "What are you talking about? You are into motivational videos yourself," and he was like, "Yeah, but those guys, those are pros. You'll never be like that." I mean,
Oh.
and I was, yeah, I know, right?
The
That
guy,
was like my biggest
the
supporter.
yeah, your biggest supporter is now bringing you down, right?
Yeah, I mean,
He's supposed to help you, right?
yeah, you're supposed to help me. But I mean, he did a lot for the group, but he didn't support my motivational channel videos at all.
Hmm.
And it was, I think, about it was almost around the end of the month, the end of January, and that's when I received an email from Absolute Motivation,
Ooh.
and I was a fanboy back then. I was like, whoa. This is like I love his videos, and they help me. I've been listening to his video for, I mean, I think 2 years, something like that, and I was thinking like, this is like one of the biggest guys out there in his field,
Mm.
and he has the time to respond to me. Wow.
I felt like that when
he,
I reached out to you.
yeah, I mean, he even checked out my video, and he told me that it was good.
Wow.
But he did complain about the visuals, like, yeah, you use some stuff and this, and you should try some original, because these things have been used a lot, and this is from Matthias. This you shouldn't copy visuals from other motivational channels. But I didn't. But I mean, to me, it was more like I just made a video for myself. I didn't thought of myself as a YouTuber or motivational channel. But now here it comes. The key for my foundation. Um, he told me that I had what it takes, that I had the talent, and that I just had that one thing, that special something, and that I should start my own YouTube channel. And I was like, whoa. I mean, like, I saw that as some kind of. I mean, I have been going through hell for the last, I don't know, 8 months. I mean, I haven't mentioned it yet, but family of mine stole all they just ripped off my entire bank account, both my save, and yeah, I mean, I had €0 on my bank account,
After you made that
and
all that
I didn't
money.
get a lot of support as well from my parents or anything. I mean, I pretty much felt like a hobo. So I was just like sleeping pretty much everywhere, at this place or at that friend. I mean, I remember one time, or a few times really, I just slept on the street, or just in some abandoned building with a friend of mine, because we were studying and I didn't have enough money to go home, so I had to stay there in Brussels.
Wow.
And yeah, it was crazy, but I loved it. And yeah, I mean, when he told me I had to start my own YouTube channel, and as I mentioned before, I mean, this guy is like the second biggest in what he did, but I mean, he's just like one of those legends, like in this kind of craft. I mean, he's one of the big guys.
Hmm.
I mean, like whatever it is, sport, art, whatever really. If the biggest in their fields tell you that you have what it takes, I mean, that's powerful, you know? I mean, if you have what it takes to go actually, I mean, make something out there for yourself, if they can see it for you, I mean, that's when I just got my wings and I just shoot out there. I didn't care anymore what anyone else told me. And just when I was about to quit, I started again with self belief. And the reason why I started with this specific title, self belief, is because that was that one thing I happened to seem to forgot about when I went into this burnout and everything, really this messed up person, to believe in myself again, but with everything that you have and with all your heart, you know, to believe in yourself again, to have that vision again, to connect with that biggest something and not caring about anyone else and going all the way for it. I mean, if he can see it for me, then there must be something special about me, right? So I started with self-belief, and that's when I had so many ideas that I wanted to try out, and so many effects I wanted to do with Final Cut Pro, and I was like, hey, this might be cool. And I didn't have a lot of subscribers, really. I mean, within the first month, I maybe might have about 5 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
And usually I made a video every time I felt bad, really, or I had something on my mind, or felt like, you know, I need someone to tell me something like this. So I went up looking for speeches and everything that do somehow describe that kind of feeling and trying to understand me, you know. So and that's when I put it together, and I was still dealing with panic attacks and nightmares and anxiety and a lot of pressure, and that's how I kind of got found out about my little talent, that I was able to make lots of videos on a very short time. I guess that's what people liked about me back then, or that's how I got this. I mean, that's how. Yeah, I got noticed, really. I mean, with all these, I mean, there were hundreds of channels back then, and plenty of bigger channels as well. I mean, it's really a miracle that I got big, really. And so that's how it went on for a few months. I think around May, I had around 35 videos, perhaps about 26 subscribers, maybe. And I never even thought I would have like 100 or anything. You know, I didn't see it for myself really as a motivational channel. I mean, to me, it was more like my own kind of therapy, or something like that, or running my own personal marathon, because I wanted to make I don't know, I just wanted to make something of it, but just for myself, like I didn't care. I mean, I barely had any views. I mean, a few hundreds, nothing more than that. I didn't care, but I didn't really care about the views. All I cared about were the subscribers and the comments, really, because I like to talk to people. So I just want to do you like it? That's it. I don't care what, you don't need to click on the like button. Just talk to me.
Awesome.
If you ask, I mean, and it was I had around 24 subscribers, and I think it was around the end of May. And all of a sudden, this one day, one of my videos, Legends, it's around 1,000 views. From a few hundred, all of a sudden, one day, it went up to 1,000 views. And it was like, I was like, oh, this is crazy. And I was like so excited about it. And a few speakers reached out to me, like Jeff Moore. That's when I started to use other speakers as well within my videos. It was just a small group. I didn't have that many there back then. And the next day, another video of me hit 1,000 views. And I was like, oh, this is crazy. And a few days later, my entire view count was like blowing up, and I had about 48 subscribers, and I was like talking to my small community, like, okay, guys, I'm going to make a promise. If I ever, if I get 100 subscribers, because I was like, it will never happen,
Mm-hmm.
Which is why just said it like that. I will promise it, because it's crazy. If I ever get 100 subscribers, I will make 100 motivational videos before New Year, which
Wow.
was a big thing back then. Because if you look around, to other channels, they usually only produce about one video every month, something
Mm-hmm.
like that, or every 2 months. But I was like making 10 videos a week sometimes, and my record is 5 videos in one day, in one complete day. I had so many ideas, and I did prepare some stuff. I knew a lot of songs that I wanted to work with,
Mm-hmm.
and speakers that I wanted to use. And I didn't care whether or not they were already used. They were just meant for me. Back then I was pretty much like, you don't need to watch it. I just have to watch this. You don't need to. It's just meant for me.
And
I'm
what?
just welcoming you in my little editing room.
What?
That's it. I'm not trying to impress anyone really. I'm just trying to cure myself a little in some way, or just practicing a little. But and the crazy thing is, by the end of the week I had 100 subscribers. And I was like, all right, this is going to be a thing now. And I believe and by the next week, I had 1,000 subscribers. And every single week after that, I increased up to today with another 1,000 subscribers a month.
Mm-hmm.
And my view count was just exploding, and that's pretty much how CJ Chan got discovered. And just a short note, CJ Chan is just short for my full name, Chatai Jake Chan. That's it, really. I never intended to be a motivational channel, and it's just something I should report is that Absolute Motivation, ever since he reached out, I replied to my email, he became my mentor, and pretty much every single video I made, I sent it over to him. He checked it out, and he gave me some kind of review, and he taught me plenty of stuff, what things you could do, what would work, how he started out, and everything really. And by this day, he's one of my best buds, and so
That's incredible.
I still view him as one of my idols. And really as a close friend, and my mentor really. Without I will repeat this for the fans or anyone who is listening to this, without Absolute Motivation, CJ Chan wouldn't exist. Or even better, if Absolute Motivation never told me that I should start my own YouTube channel, CJ Chan wouldn't exist. Not at all. Not at all.
Wow, that's incredible.
So I just carried on with what I'm doing, because I didn't do anything special really when what was going wild. I didn't care really, to be honest, about the views. After 1,000 views, subscribers, or 10,000, you just don't care. It's just like, same old thing again. So I didn't really. I just continued what I was doing, making 100 motivational videos just for myself, and because it was to me like running my own personal marathon. And I remember right before the finals, I already established 50 motivational videos within 4 months, if you count. And if you really want to put it all together, it might be within 2 months really.
Mm-hmm.
Because there were some months I just didn't work at all, because I was doing preparations, organizing what kind of music am I going to use, the titles, everything, what kind of film, videos, visuals, everything really. And I had some school. I was still studying back then. I was I was 18, 19, something like that.
You're still studying now, right?
Yeah. I mean, my birthday was just 2 months ago, so I was 19 a little while ago. So it's really not that long ago, and yeah, I mean, and right after the finals, um, I challenged myself because I reckon I noticed that oh, hey, I'm getting pretty big actually. I mean, I think I had about 20,000 subscribers already, and I was like, oh, that's a lot of people. Wait, they actually like what I do, what I'm doing. This is crazy. But I didn't feel like some big star yet, you know. I just felt like, yeah, oh well, that's fun, that's cute. So, but I noticed that I have this rare talent that I was able, as I said, to establish a lot of videos I mean, decent videos in a short amount of time. So I felt like, you know what? I told my community, I told my fans, instead of making 100 motivational videos by New Year, which would be about, I mean, yeah, 8 months, 9, 11 months, something like that. Instead of doing it in 11 months, I will finish this in 6 months, or to make it even more spectacular. I will be the very first one in history, or just ever really, the first crazy idiot fool to make 50 motivational videos in 1 month. And I did already prepare a little bit, because I mean, when I was studying for my finals, when I was on the train, I was listening to music, you know. So checking out. I mean, yeah, when I was hitting the gym, I was just listening to music, some speakers. Probably, I mean, I listened to speeches before I went to sleep, and music whenever I was doing anything else really. So what I did that month, I locked myself up in my room pretty much, and I lived from candy bars and tons of apples. Lots of water. I mean, I had a mountain of bottles. I mean, I really drink a lot of water. I mean, if you can see this, I don't know whether you can see it, but there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from only 2 days ago. No, 3 days ago, something like that. I mean, they're still around here, but I don't want to show you all the mess in my room. But I drink a lot of water, and it all started back in my gym. I drink about 4 liters a day.
Mm-hmm.
But except when I'm walking out, it might be around 5, 6. And I lost that month. I believe it was July. I lost 5 kilograms. I don't know what it is in pounds. I'm sorry.
You probably
I'm not British. I'm sorry, I'm just from Belgium. But yeah, I lost a lot of weight. I got ill. My computer crashed several times. But I kept going. I just kept doing what I was doing. I got really pale. I mean, because I was exposed to a lot of darkness. Literally. I mean, there were days I just didn't sleep. I didn't sleep for straight 2-3 days, and it was really simple. I didn't. I mean, I canceled anything else. Everything else was secondary to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the mindset was really simple back then, because I was so passionate about it, so motivated, and it was really important to me to make these 100 motivational videos. I mean, these last 50 really within this 1 month, because, as I said, it's my personal marathon, but it was like I was going to do something never done before, like something you could just put on the hashtag legendary on, you know, like no one can do this. Only I can do this, and I mean I'm the only one who's crazy enough. I mean, I don't know. At some point, there were several times I was thinking, okay, I might die actually of this. You know, I didn't like the only times I went out for a little bit of sun was when I had to walk the dog.
But you
that was the only times that was the only amount of sport that I had, and the only thing I was thinking, like, whether you work or you sleep, that's it. You work if you cannot work anymore, you sleep, and if you can't sleep anymore, you work. That's it. that's how I kept producing. My computer was on for 24/7. And I mean, the only breaks I had really was whenever it was uploading on YouTube. that were my breaks. I mean, I had breaks for about depending how long they were, but it's around 1 hour till sometimes only half an hour to 1 hour 30. But when the video was already converting, so before you have the actual video, I was already working on the next video. And I had some paper with me where I wrote everything down and stuff like that. And I was just going down the list, and I had my chapters because I wanted structure. And I think that people kind of liked that because it was just different from other channels. That I actually had episodes, but they were actually chapters describe certain parts of my life, and I wanted to go through that and try different things never done before. Even though I didn't care whether other people didn't like it. The moment I did release them, I really thought of, all right, this is awesome stuff. It works for me. And as I said, the first 100 motivational videos were only meant for me. So you don't have to watch this.
But
I'm actually kind of humble about this. I'm kind of ashamed. You don't need to watch this.
But the thing
this
is,
my amateur face.
the thing
I'm
is,
a rookie.
thing is,
And
the thing is
by the end of the month, I did. It was crazy. That was when my computer was about to give up. I was like, no, not now, not please. I'm almost there. But he just made it back in time. It was really hot out here. I used the airco. I don't know whether that's the right word. Like
the aircon,
the airco, the ventilator. Do we call
the
it?
the air conditioner.
Yeah, the air conditioner. I took 2 of them next to my computer to blow it off, and I was like, no, darling, not now, please, I need you.
But
we're almost there.
And
for some reason, I had this. I don't know whether you know Halo, the game.
Yeah.
I like when I was walking. I was in some kind of state, and I felt tired, and I was coughing, and I was getting ill, and I had plenty of things really. And but I always had this certain line of the Master Chief in my mind. Really, his voice like, "Finish the fight."
But you was willing to die to do this.
Yeah.
You was willing to give up.
Willing to die for this.
You was willing to die for this, you know.
Yeah, because I have actually for anything really of my organization, anything ever since my depression in the last 6 years. I was willing to die for anything really because I was so, I wouldn't say depressed, but I wasn't at a good mood really. I still felt very afraid of everything and very scared. But as my therapist told me, the great thing about it, if you want to, just make it clear on paper, it was just my survivor instinct that got activated, which was somehow got me, to PTSD somehow or anything. And I got because of all the panic attacks and the stress, I felt like I was in enemy zonal lines, something like that, I felt like I could die any minute, and wherever I am right now, I felt like this is my reality, it's shit,
Mm-hmm.
I felt like, but the reason why I worked so hard and still am is because whenever I work, I know things will get better for me, and that's how I pretty much became a workaholic. And
But this isn't just work for you. It's your passion, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't.
But it's something that you.
As in, I like doing this. It was more like.
But the thing is, you're
trying to save myself.
It's not just try. It's like doing it, but you also love doing it, right?
Yeah, I love doing it.
So you're doing what you love, but you also would die to do what you love.
Yeah, because I didn't care whether I would die, because especially I think one of the main reasons might be because I was doing never done before.
Mm-hmm.
Like this could actually make me one of the legends. That I did something just I mean, it's pretty much a suicide mission. You can ask any other motivational channel. I mean, even Absolute Motivation told me like, that's crazy, man. You shouldn't do this. I mean, think about your health. I mean, saying things like that because I was like, man,
Things.
my health is really shitty right now. Yeah, and I was losing weight. I mean, the biggest thing really are your muscles, and slowly I developed some kind of insomnia. I mean, but I kept working. Yeah, and eventually I made it. I made 100 motivational videos in only 30 days. And I
That's
think it was around chapter 7, after 20 episodes, that I ran out of resources. Can you imagine how I felt? Can you imagine? I prepared for about 2 months for this for this big ultimate challenge. And after 20 episodes, I believe it was the second week, I had 2 more weeks to finish another 3 chapters, 30 episodes, and I ran out of resources. I had no more speeches, no more music, and I was like, oh my god, so what am I going to do now? So what I was doing now, my new plan was, okay, we write down these titles, we go looking for speeches right now at the moment, and if you hear anything that you can, oh, this I could use this, we edit, and the music. I mean, this is going to be kind of funny. The new music that I rediscovered and used for these other videos. I mean, for Darkness. I mean, it's my biggest hit. I mean, the music for Darkness actually got discovered when I was just on the toilet. When I was taking a shit. That's how I found the foundation to the greatest video of my channel.
the moment of inspiration, right?
Yeah. Or when I was taking a shower, that's when I was listening to music. And when I hear something, oh, I could use this for this chapter, for this theme. I mean, because each chapter, I mean, I think one of my proudest chapter is chapter 7 with Darkness. It has to be something really dark, something really serious and gritty. That's, that's when I found everything and, rediscovered and things like that. And I mean, and I pretty much got spammed. That's because I didn't check my mails that often yet. I did reply to comments, but so many people wanted to work for me, and I believe even Team Fearless. I mean, the first time they reached out to me, it was at the beginning of the summer. I just finished chapter 6, and they were, we want to work with you, and we have some offers, we will pay you, and we will work together with Matthias, and absolutely do it as well. And I was like, well, that's a really huge opportunity, and great and cool, but I just can't. And they were like, what? Wait, what did you just say? What did you just say? No one ever refused this. I mean, you're just an upcoming YouTube channel. I mean, why not? What are you thinking, man? You can make money with this. I mean, and I was like, yeah, I know I'm pretty broke right now, but I mean, it really have to wait. I'm really too busy. I have to finish these 100 episodes this month. And he did respect that, and but even though the money was cool, I mean I was kind of surprised, but I didn't care really at the moment, because I mean I was this challenge, this goal meant so much for me, like money, whatever, can't. I mean, just can't keep me away of it. There are no excuses if you want to be successful. I mean, there's your dream to accomplish it, and everything else is secondary. And that's how I came up with the attitude of whether you sleep or you work. That's it. That's it.
You're pretty much living and breathing your work every day.
Yeah,
Listening to the music, listening to speeches.
I didn't have any social contact as well for an entire month. Can you imagine it? It was just me in a dark room talking to myself, going nuts sometimes. Every 2 days or something, I had a panic attack or something, and because I mean there was a lot of pressure, and I had all these voices and things going on in my mind, like, no, you need to continue, you need to finish this. And I heard Les Brown talking stuff like, it's possible, and Eric Thomas, like, pain is temporary. If you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. And I was yeah, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Oh my god, my eyes, they're so sore, they're so red.
Incredible, absolutely.
And yeah, and I think it was around chapter 8 I did my first collaboration with another YouTube channel, Your World Within, from Eddie Pinero. We made some great stuff. I remember I asked him for a little speech, like all those other speakers I used before, like just send me a little speech from 30 seconds and I'll try to add you somewhere. And he was like, oh, but can you send me the music over, then just for inspiration? And I said, yeah, sure. This is going to be the episode. I'm intending to release it by tomorrow. He was like, wait, don't you mean like next week? And so, no, tomorrow. I just finished another 4 videos and I intend to publish another. I'm not saying publish. It's literally creating from scratch by tomorrow another 3 videos, and by the evening it will be up. And he was like, okay, cool, man. So he sent me the video over, and he was like, okay, Jake, there are 2 versions here. Here's the raw speech, but and here's the second version. I already put the speech with the music. And I was like, okay, I will take a look at it. And I was listening to it and I was like, damn it, Eddie. I was talking to him like, that was too good, man. I mean, that was perfect. What about those other speakers? Now I have to find some other video for them. I mean, this is way too good. I mean, this is perfect. It's perfect. You can't touch it. And yeah, I mean, so I made a few other videos for those other speakers to add those speeches. But yeah, it was really incredible, really. Yeah, but yeah, and as I said, yeah, eventually I did it. You know, I was the first guy who ever made 15 I was the first guy who made 100 motivational videos in not just a year, but in 6 months, and even crazier, 50 of them in just 1 month. By pretty much going on a suicide mission.
So
and, I would tell you this: the hardest part wasn't creating the working part, or creating the videos, searching, or being sick. That wasn't the hardest part. The hardest part, oh man, the hardest part of all of this was after you did your accomplishment of the 100 motivational videos, when I took a week for how do you say it, holiday, to rest, you know. It took me on some damn beach in bloody Holland. So yeah, they got a bit worried about me after a month, my parents, so
I'm not surprised that after a month of locking yourself in a dark room, what?
Yeah, that's why they were like, oh, hey, you know what? I think he needs a little break. And I was like, but they did ask it before, but I was like, no, I have to do this. And but like I'm telling you, coming back from that point was the hardest part. Recovering of it, that's the hardest part. I lost about 5 kilos. My health was bloody hell. For I had a lot of breathing problems, insomnia. My eyes. Those were. I mean, I slept 3 days, 2 days. 3 days, pretty much. All it was almost like all day. You know, all I could do was sleep, and I could barely eat. And and the fun part. The fun part was getting on schedule again for gym. Oh my god, and that was horrible. That was horrible. Getting in shape again. That was horrible.
I remember I was following your journey when you started that marathon. when you made that public declaration
Yeah.
on your Facebook, you said, "I'm gonna do this." I was like, "This guy is weird." But this guy's incredible. Like, this guy's onto something. I was following you when you was unleashing your episodes every time. I was just like, this guy is on it. But now I'm speaking to you and realizing how much...
I mean, when I said it, I didn't take it seriously. But when you tell all of your fans, I mean, that's pretty much, that was my entire world.
Yeah.
If you tell them that, you have to do it.
You publicly...
Like, you cannot take yourself seriously anymore as a motivational channel.
You publicly declared it. I was just like, this guy is incredible. Like, publishing so many videos. I was just thinking of, because I do video editing as well, I was like, he must be, like, his computer must be on, like, constant, you know? It's like,
yeah.
Then you got the uploading, then you got the script writing. I was like, where does this guy get all the resources from? That's one thing I was going to say. But you're like, yeah, run out of things by episode 7. I was like, you still got another 30.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much burnt up after that. I mean, in terms of resources. After those motivational videos and the recognition, and then when I was, I will get on that path within 5 minutes. But what I should say first, during that period when I was working on those 50 videos, the thing was, like, even Absolute Motivation told me I made too many videos because view counts and stuff like that and exposure. I was like, really, like, I don't give a fuck, really, you know? I mean, I didn't care about it. I mean, I was like, I'm going to do this, and if people don't like it, they don't like it. They don't need to see it. It's for me. I made this for myself. You know? I mean, that's pretty much my studying time. It's like showing your homework and letting people expect that this is the masterpiece. You know? But I mean, like, I didn't. I mean, and if they like it, they will view it anyway. It will be a hit.
Mm-hmm.
No. I mean, no matter what, if it's really good, it will become a hit, and it doesn't matter. I mean, that's the way how I thought of it. So that's why I kept making videos, and I didn't care about time. I mean, time. I don't have time. I need to keep producing, keep grinding, man. And yeah, and one of the main things that was really the core of everything was, like, I mean, I just noticed, as I said, after 2 weeks, I just noticed that I was I was growing, and plenty of people were trying to contact me and loving my stuff. I mean, I thought, and I was looking to other channels, and I mean, I felt like if you are representing yourself as a motivational channel and are trying to stand for something, for motivation, inspiration, stuff like that, it should be more than just a video or just talking, you know? I mean, because I had comments like, oh yeah, if it's that easy, then why aren't you successful yet? And they weren't talking to me, but just in general, you know, like those guys who aren't into motivational videos yet, or like, yeah, but it's just a video, or things like, no, there's no such thing as success, or stuff like that, and no, and they were sending me just stories about with excuses why things are not working for them. So I felt like I cannot give up on this, you know? Like, there were plenty of times while I was working on those 50 videos that I felt like giving up, you know? I felt like I need to take a break, or else I will die. I mean, I felt like dying, you know? I felt like dying. And I felt like, but I realized I cannot let my people down. Like, this entire community, all my subscribers, all these people who are counting on me. And that's the part anyone else would say, Oh, no, that's just crazy, man. They are fans. They aren't expecting anything from you. You don't have to do this. I'll repeat. I didn't have to do any of this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I might as well just publish a video every month or something like that. But I didn't have to do. But yet I did it because it was important to me.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, again, like to get to the point of this, if I give up, other people will have a reason to give up as well, because I already made it public that I have this goal to make these 50 videos, these 100 motivational videos within 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
these 50 videos within 1 month, within 30 days. I mean, and if I cannot prove them that, I mean, if you would ask anyone else to do this, they would tell you that you're insane, or that's impossible, or that's a suicide mission. I mean, that's how they talk to me, at least.
But it's
And,
only impossible if you don't try it, right?
yeah, but I mean, it's actually kind of deeper than that. But I felt like, what's the point of having a motivational channel, or standing for, or having, or representing this image of motivation and inspiration, if you can't prove everyone else that it's actually true, you know? I felt like this achievement has become more than just a personal achievement. It's something the entire world, I mean, my world is watching, you know? They are following it. Like, whether or not the impossible is possible.
Mm-hmm.
And when I made those 100 motivational videos, or those 50 videos within 1 month, I accomplished, I settled this stone. I mean, I made pretty much history of this, that the impossible is possible, which is one of my quotes of my entire channel, and to change who you really are. I mean, that's what it's all about. Make the impossible possible, which I did. I made the impossible possible. I truly did what all those speakers, all those legends are telling from, you gotta be foolish, stay hungry, stay foolish, never give up on your dreams, it's possible, pain is only temporary. I mean, stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, it wasn't just about the videos, I think, that made my channel a hit. It's also the production part.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people actually notice that when, oh, there's a new video, oh, and another one, and another one, and another one, oh, he keeps going, it keeps coming. You know? And I mean, a lot of people were even thinking, or suspecting me that I actually had a team for this, because it's impossible. And I said, no, I'm just a one-man army. This is all my doing. You know, I mean, I felt like what I'm doing right here, I mean, just the entire progress of this shows all of my fans that the impossible is possible. It's not just talking. It's not just showing a nice video and now you feel good for a few days,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and you might actually replay this or put this on your iPhone or your cell phone or MP3, I don't know what it is, and listen to something like oh, this is a nice beat. And talk about like it's freaking music, you know. I mean, I actually did something that actually represented what my channel stands for,
Mm-hmm.
and the entire message and the core of all of this. I mean, this business, this industry, really, of the impossible is possible if you are willing to go for it and to be dedicated. And it's like Eric Thomas said. You have to be willing to die for it,
Mm-hmm.
as bad as you want to breathe, right? And that's when you create miracles. That's when miracles are born. If you don't give up, and if you are willing to keep going no matter what might happen. I mean, yeah. And it's after that 1 week when I was recovering, I realized, and I was receiving these emails and messages from other bigger channels, that they actually recognized me as one of them, you know. I mean, that was like standing among my idols. I mean, that was the biggest honor I ever could have. I mean, I was a fanboy only half a year ago, and now I'm standing among I'm standing among the legends who inspired me to start this.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm standing next to them as one of them. I mean, I cannot imagine a bigger honor in whatever field you are walking. I mean,
That's
that's when I realized, all right, I made it.
that's incredible.
And now the best part. That's when I actually realized, oh, I have a motivational channel. I actually got a YouTube channel, and it's a hit. I mean, I'm actually pretty fun to watch.
With
I mean, because I'm really not trying to brag about it. I mean, I could kind of easily do it, but I didn't. I just didn't. And it was only until when I became a hit, my other friend from my film group, that hater, that's when he started his own channel. And then he was like, I told you all the time, man. I was like, yeah, whatever. Shut up.
would you say making the impossible the possible, that would be your biggest learning?
No.
What's your biggest learning? What would your biggest lesson would be during this?
Biggest lesson is slogan of my YouTube channel: to chase who you really are, no matter whatever might happen. Just chase who you really are.
Despite this number of challenges that you've been thrown at. It's like as if the universe didn't get bored of throwing challenges at you, right?
Yeah, I mean, to me it was really like slapping life back in the face. That's the best way I can put it. I mean, I don't know why. I mean, it's made me kind of, philosophical, almost religious, you could say. But I had so many shit going on, and things, and so much badly for just no reason, and things that I can't explain, and which pretty much shaped me into becoming this, person, and it pretty messed me up. But I kept hoping and kept believing that things actually could get better for me, because I used to pray a lot of times when I was younger in my depression, that to God, and I wasn't specifically talking to any kind of God, just God, just to give it a name. I mean, to me it's like God, the universe, the world, just this life, really, all together. Let's call it God, whatever, or whatever you want to get. Karma, you can put it together as well in just one pot. I mean, I was like, if you cannot see it for me, then just kill me right now. And there were several times, that I also did. There was a period of time that I actually had suicidal problems and thoughts, and there were, I did some attempts, and but I remember right before I was about to do it, I was 14. Something held me back, and that's when I started to hear voices. Okay, after a while, I discovered it was PTSD, but something told me that, like, as you could say, giving up, but that is the way of the weak. And you don't belong by the weak. You belong with the strong. This is not your way. And that's when I started to pray for God to kill me if you cannot see it for me. If you are really absolute sure, like 100% sure that this dream I have is not possible for me, then just kill me, like straight away. Which is something I kept telling and kept praying for every evening for 5 straight years, every morning, every evening. And that's when I discovered all the little things of life. And that's when each morning when I woke up and I realized I wasn't dead yet, I looked up and I said, you still see it for me, right? You do believe it's possible. I'm not dead yet. So that's how I pretty much got into this dedication to and devotion to my dream, to give it everything I got, because I didn't have anything else, because I felt like this world, this life I'm living, it's not making me happy, and my dream wasn't about It wasn't like, oh, I just want to get rich. Oh, I just want to get some women. Oh, I just want to get on a fancy car and a nice suit. It was more like, as I said, my dream to me was like going home, and that's how I got out of my depression. Really, think of a world where you can imagine yourself happy, no matter what it might be, and that's how my journey started. So yeah, and after I became after the summer, I did a little bit research and I started again with Reinvent, which is a huge hit as well, because it was really to describe how I felt and my situation at this point in my life. To reinvent yourself, looking for new motivations, new reasons, and to forget about the past. It's a new chapter now, right? Looking for new opportunities, new reasons, new goals, new whys. Because I didn't feel that driven anymore after those 100 videos, because I felt like I did it. And I wasn't talking about the subscribers or the views, because it wasn't that much really anyway back then. It was really just for me. I mean, I really thought of quitting, But then I saw all these fan mails and letters, and people were really from all kinds of people, from politicians to athletes, musicians all around the world, people with cancer, were telling me that, oh, this means so much for me, and you truly inspire me. I mean, the funniest thing one of the funniest thing I ever had was some kind of business guy, and he was asking me for advice. And I was like, as long as you realize I'm only 19, I'm still in high school, well, yeah, I can tell you some things out of personal experience, but I will tell you, not to give up and to keep doing what you're doing, and things will get better somehow. And you need to stop thinking of, like, this is one of my favorite quotes that I made up, and I pretty much tell everyone. Stop thinking of all the things that you can't do and start thinking of all the things that you can do, right? What I'm trying to say with that is, like, we all have our own lives, our own specialties, and what is possible for me might not be possible for you, but in the opposite side as well. I mean, you might have resources, the money, the experience that I don't have, but I might have this and this and this, and I have to make the best of or the most of it with what I've got, and so do you have to. I mean, because I cannot tell you, or anyone really, I cannot tell anyone really what they have to do that will guarantee their success, I mean, I don't know, you might have things that I don't have. I mean, you might have certain connections, you might have certain skills. So you really have to figure it out for yourself, and it only starts by looking and digging deep into yourself, and taking a lot of alone time to really think about and to really start to dream. And this is the part that most people don't take serious, the dreaming part, because when you talk about dream, they only think, dream, it's like a child story, Like, it's really important to keep imagining and to keep dreaming, and to see the kind of life that you truly want to have. And that's what will keep motivating you. That's what will wake you up every morning around 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. It's the one thing that will get you up and to truly will allow you to give it all you've got, even if that might seem to be a really stupid idea. But I saw all these opportunities, these connections, these speakers, musicians, filmmakers, companies, plenty of people were offering me money, and I was looking to my to my reality, and I was like, well, I don't really have a penny, really. So, but I have these big dreams, and yeah, I might get a job. I could do that, but it's really, I mean, I do a lot of stuff already, and it's really difficult to do. I mean, there's so many things you have to do, and I mean, the point really was that I discovered at that moment the things and the opportunities that I can gain with CJ Cham. I mean, there's nothing within my reach that is that big as CJ Chan, you know. And I thought of it because I still view it as a hobby, just as a hobby, as my own way of therapy. So whenever I feel bad, you can expect a new video from me. But I'm doing pretty fine this year. I have a big QA, so that might explain why I'm not producing that much anymore. But I felt like, especially with the money projects, I felt like the things I will gain with CJ Chan and the money, everything really, the connections, I will use to invest into my bigger dreams, my true dreams. You know, because I mean, as I said, when I started out, I didn't even thought I would even become a YouTuber. I mean, you know, I mean, again, I just did that because absolute motivation told me so. That's the only reason. It was like listening to my dad. He said, "You just have to do that." I was like, "Okay, I will do that." There's no expectations at all. I mean, each time I was just really surprised and astonished. Like, oh, really? Whoa. People actually like this.
That leads me to the next.
I mean, it makes me kind of happy that the videos I made just for myself, to motivate myself, to help myself to deal with my own problems, appears to help other people. I mean, as well.
This leads me.
That was crazy.
This leads to the next question I was going to ask you was, how does it feel to know that your videos have affected potentially? I say potentially because some people may watch your video more than 10 times a day, right?
No idea, really.
How, you know, potentially 9.5 million, right?
Yeah,
9.5 million views. So if you cut that, maybe some people will repeat. So maybe about 9.2 or 9.3 million people. Like, that many lives being affected by your videos. How does it feel to know that?
Well, to be honest, it actually kind of feels more like a prank. Like, I still don't believe it, you know?
9.5 million views.
I mean, to me, it's more like just a number, but I cannot feel it or imagine it that these are actually real people. That's really watching my videos.
Yeah,
feel like must be some kind of glitch or something.
Google and YouTube is just playing some glitch on your channel, right?
The only times I actually feel like, oh, I truly have become something of true meaning, and I really did some kind of something special as CJ Chan, and that I really established a miracle, is whenever I'm truly talking to them, you know. Or
like
these
now?
Interviews, which is why I love these interviews so much. That's when I feel special. Because as I said, in my surroundings, I don't really don't get enough credit for this.
You are doing an amazing job, and it's helped me along my way. Seriously, when I'm doing paperwork, or paperwork and stuff, like when I'm feeling down, I was like, I need something motivational in the background. Like, I put your videos on, I'm just like, yeah, I mean, I could get through this with this.
It's incredible, man.
It's amazing,
I mean,
seriously.
I mean, I never thought of myself that they was meant to be something universal. They were all meant for certain feelings or obstacles. Like, whenever I feel like this, I know that I have to look up for this kind of video. When I feel like that, oh, I need to look up for this kind of video. Whenever I have organization problems, I just rewatch Leader. Whenever I feel like a bit down, I just rewatch I Can, because I can.
Yours is
and
incredible.
Stuff like that. When I want to get a bit philosophical, I just rewatch Reinvent. I love listening to that hippie. Or the gurus. I'm sorry, excuse me. This never happened. I said guru. I know, but yeah, and I'm really trying to build something with this as the foundation to invest in my bigger dreams, and as the key to this biggest something that I used to only dream of, and now it's only just I wrote down my goal, and it's not just goals. It's some more tasks. It's not goals. It's not like, oh, I have to do this. Oh no, these are really things you need to do. These are really jobs. These are things you really have to do.
These are
And
your musts,
I
right?
just have to continue the list. And when I finish this list, I will be at my dream. That's when my dream will be a reality. I mean, it's that simple. I mean, it's that much certainty, and that was actually one of the craziest part as being CJ Chen. That weird feeling of this kind of relief that I'm not anymore in this kind of danger zone. You know, I mean, yeah, that's when I became a bit more chill and relaxed, which isn't necessarily a great aspect really, because sometimes I'm a bit ashamed of some things I've done, but I mean, like, the greatest thing about it really was that I felt a bit more relaxed, a bit more happy and satisfied with what I've done, and the certainty that I've gained with this and accomplished. But at the same time, it's making me weaker, softer, because you are not training anymore as much, because you're not in a danger zone, and because your body is like, why should I, you know? But which was one of the biggest struggles I had to deal with in November and December, was to pep myself up again, and it really helped me to listen to Eric Thomas, because he was talking, oh, you're in the big leagues now. You think you're it? The worst thing is not to get to be homeless. The worst thing is to be homeless and then get into the big leagues, and then go back to homeless, and then just be that nice guy they used to talk about because you were big for 4 years or something. I mean, you need to get every opportunity whenever you are in the big leagues. That's when the game gets started to not just, settle or create your future. That's when you really establish. That's when you mark it in stone your future. That's when you are building your house. You know, it's not anymore the foundation. That's when you are like trying to build something right now. And perhaps I'm only 20, but that might be a reason.
You're only
I don't know.
20, like.
In all honesty, I don't even feel 20. I feel 16. You know, I really feel 16. So I can be really serious if I have to. I'm pretty much biggest okay. I'm kind of a serious guy, except whenever I'm taking some time to relax. But when I'm walking, I'm hardcore, man. I'm really hardcore.
That's awesome.
It's like just pushing, and but when and perhaps that's why it's just for certain periods of time, and when it's done, and when I go just chill, I'm going all the way out. I'm going all the way out. But I love meeting people, all kinds of people, really, because I feel like every single one of them has something special to offer, and especially when they've gone through something bad, like a depression or some down period. I love to talk to them and help them and talk about my own experience, because, as I said before, same with my teammate over there from Studio. I feel like I have this kind of responsible feeling, like I should help them to get to the point where I am, because, as I said, I view them as my own true family and my brothers and sisters, and I believe if I can make it, you can make it.
I absolutely relate to that, because I've been through that as well.
Did I mention it? I'm working on some self-made motivational videos as well.
Awesome.
So I'm planning to start a business in it, which is why I'm going for film. Eventually, I'm planning to study film next year. When you go to I don't know how you say it, but yeah.
Awesome.
But I first forgot. I actually just wanted to be an actor. But then I was thinking, like, with the business and the competition, and the kinds of projects they are offering here. I'm not going to say it. This might get me back within a few years. They don't make the kind of movies that I want to be a part of, you know. Which is why I thought of going to film for directing, because even when I know how to make a film and everything, like the kinds of movies I really want to see and be a part of, I can always become an actor. I can play my own bad movies. But you
Exactly.
cannot be an actor and expect some big movie, right? And
Hmm.
you have to. I mean, as I said, what's possible for you might not be possible for me, and in the opposite direction. But in my point of view, I just feel like if I would go for acting, I will have to walk around the desert for another, I don't know, 8, 10, 12 years to have 1% chance that I might have a great movie or something, and then still on worldwide competition. I don't know, no, it's not going to happen. I mean, not with the resources that I've got, it's not going to happen. But with the resources I've got, I mean, my YouTube channel and everything, and I'm working on some self-made motivational videos. I thought I have to go for film, and when I'm going to study for film, I already have for free the equipment to make HD motivational videos, and I can actually start a business in this and everything. And if you will go for the directing, these guys are making the true, really important connections, the big connections,
Hmm.
and I actually, when I was writing it down, when I was comparing it, I was thinking of it like it's easier to go from a CEO to just an employer than from an employee to a CEO. That's how I thought of it. It's better to be. I mean, when I'm a director, if you're an actor, you have to be, yeah, you have to relay on projects of other people,
Hmm.
right? I mean, you might be jobless for another 6 months.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that kind of guy. But if I go for the directing, I make my own opportunity. I make my own luck. I mean, it all depends on me. I mean,
Hmm.
I can work. I mean, if I want to have a job, I can start to rush straight away. This is my job, whatever
Wow.
I'm doing.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, and yeah, I have some big goals and plans. But this year, I'm trying to hold myself back in because I'm really focusing on my studies, and I'm working on some short movies as well. And yeah,
Great. I'm gonna wrap this up for you because I know we've been going on for quite a while. But I do highly recommend that if you're watching this right now, and if you have not watched CJ Chan or connected with his channel, go to his channel, subscribe, go to his fan page on Facebook, like his page, follow it, keep get, absolutely. If you want inspiration, motivation, now and then, or just whenever Jake is feeling his own emotions to publish more videos. Hopefully he
yeah. When
doesn't
I'm in a
because
bad mood, you can expect another great video from me. But
I
that might be the bad part for you guys. I'm doing pretty good.
yeah.
One more thing about the offer. Should I mention it? Well, if you want to meet me, just come over to Belgium and we hit a pub or something.
If
I
you're
love
in
meeting people.
if you're in
Yeah, or
Belgium,
just invite me over and yeah, I don't know.
if you're
I just go with the flow.
if you're in Belgium, contact CJ Chan and see if he's available and meet up
Yeah,
with you.
and we can hang out.
Hey, you're a future. You're a famous celebrity, so getting
Oh
photos with you
really?
would be awesome.
Oh, I'm
Again,
still waiting for that feeling. I wish I felt like that.
but
Yeah.
thank you, Jake, for your time. I really appreciate the offer and value that you've given us in this chat, and being so transparent with your journey. Um, I know I can relate. It's probably been tough, challenging, hard,
Yeah.
gritty, not pleasant.
The thing is, if it might give anyone some kinds of hope, at some point, and I repeat, at some point, we need to really remember that at some point, you will get used to it. You will get better, but it's like going to the gym. I mean, I really recommend it to everyone to go to the gym because it's like, I mean, when you just go to gym, like lifting 10 kilograms or 12 might be too heavy, right? But after a while, it might not be that heavy anymore. You can actually lift that and train and continue further. But it's not like the weights have become lighter. You are just simply getting stronger, and it's like with everything in life. You will get used to it at some point, if and only if you are still dedicated and keep working on it every single day. And now I have to think of it. Something that started when I was around 14 and I saw my dream. Every single second of the day, you make a conscious decision whether or not your dream will be a reality.
Absolutely. Thank you again, Jake, for your time. Guys,
You're welcome.
I do recommend if you
I love doing this.
to subscribe to CJ Channel's channel, and make sure to subscribe at Limit Break Lifestyle Academy as well. And I will speak to you guys soon. Thank you again, Jake. Thank you much for your time.
Thank you. You're welcome.